Hey, I just wanted to shoot a quick video on one of the most important things I put in my van, and that is the passenger seat. I got two kids. I got a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old now. So when I got my van, I just had a 5-year-old, and it was the first thing I had to do, which is tough because with a 144, even 1 inch off can impact the rest of your build. So, but this is important because I learned a lot in the process of picking a seat and installing the seat. And this is not advice. You got to do your own research and what you do with this, but I'm going to show you what I did. And again, I don't recommend anybody follow what I did. I'm just going to tell you about it. So what I learned is that even the Mercedes seats that are installed, the passenger seats in the van, are not crash tested, and they are bolted to the ground, the thin sheet metal of the van. So if you get in an accident and it's just bolted to that thin sheet metal, I don't know that it's going to hold up. It's not crash tested. The seats are crash tested, they're DOT approved, but not the there's no testing of the actual crash rating of the installation, I guess is how it goes. So pretty much what I deemed is that this thing will rip out of the van in a major accident, and I did not like that. So I did some things that were a little different. So first, with this build out, you can see this passageway here is very small. So this was, I had to find the right seat. And I'm just going to show you how small this thing is. I got two seats in here right now. These Dionos, or whatever, they're probably the thinnest seat you can get. So eventually we'll have two of them in here to fit in this seat, because you do not have much room. I mean, each seat is about 15 inches. So two 15-inch seats. So this total seat's about 31 inches. That's pretty small. I mean, two full adults in here, they better really be friendly because it is tight. It has two shoulder straps up here. It does not have the, by the way, this is a Ford Transit seat. It's leather. It was expensive. I think I paid like $700 for it. I know it's ridiculous, but I didn't have much of a choice at the time. So it has the ratcheting seat belt, so you can pull out the seat belt all the way out and then let it go and it'll ratchet in. And so you can secure these seat bases in place. It does not have the loops to buckle the seat in, the little child seat clip rings. So a little bit more about this. Here's the base. I'll show you a little bit about. Now I got a runner down my hallway just because I'm trying to protect the floor and it's a little more comfortable and warm. I got a lot of stuff on here. This is like a kid's bin, or put snacks in it sometimes. I got a vacuum under here that I Velcro down. It works awesome. These things are great. I haven't had a problem with it. It's a DeWalt. Plus I have old DeWalt tools, so I already had the battery. Just more toys for the kids. So this is what it looks like underneath. I also mounted my fire hydrant under here. It's actually quick to get at. That's important. I mounted this flush with my floor. They are going to get dirty, or going to get dirt down there. I'm debating whether I'm going to do a cover or something for it, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Seat is removable, has two latches in the back. You pull up and you can pop this seat out. So if I ever was moving or something and I needed the space, I could get it out. So all I did is buy a rug and then cut it so that it fits. So anyway, there's your brackets. They're different than the Mercedes because this is for a Ford. The Mercedes ones are a lot nicer, I think, but I could not find the size I needed. It may exist, but I couldn't find it, and that was about a year or so ago. So anyway, this is bolted down. I have these, see, two bolts, big, and I think I have 3 bolts per side. So I have 3 bolts on that rail, 3 bolts on this rail, and they're heavy duty. They're the 5-point bolts. And now I'll kind of take you under and show you the most important part here. All right, so here's underneath my van here. And you can see that, you know, I imagine that the standard seat installation for any of these vans, I don't know about other vans like Ford or ProMaster, but at least with the Mercedes, I believe they're just like this. They're just mounted into this metal. And again, in an accident, that's concerning to me. And again, don't take my word for it. That's what I read in forums about it. I didn't validate it. It wasn't relevant to me anyway because mine didn't come with the seat. So for me, I was like, I need something better than that. So I got this 1/4-inch steel, painted it, primed it, painted it, and then I ran these bolts through the steel. So 1-2 bolts on this side, and then, you know, you had this barrier. I would have run it all the way, but for me, where I was mounting my seat, couldn't do that. So I put one on this side and just cut it and twisted it sideways. For me, this feels like a great solution. It's gonna have to rip out the whole floor before the seat's going anywhere. And then on this side, it wasn't that hard to do. This was a little more challenging because of the location, but this is above the gas tank. So here I've got one there, and then over here I have my other two. Again, it wasn't that difficult to get your hands up there and put it in. So that is what I did to make sure that this thing was secure for my kids. Last note on this seat is that it is crash tested, and that was a big thing for me. There's a lot of seats you can get out there that are custom made or something, but they're not crash tested. And because of that, I would not buy them. So that's just my particular thing. Again, I have my most precious possessions back here, and I wanted to make sure that they were safe and secure. So that is why I went with the crash tested seat and then went above and beyond bolting it to the bottom of the van. If I had found out, if the Mercedes seat was already installed, I bought it with the seat, I would 100% go under and add steel if it was just bolted to the sheet metal, because personally I think that's ridiculous and it's completely unsafe. So for me, that's what I would do. But yeah, just do your homework, and good luck, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. This was the first thing I did. Have a good one. See ya.